All right, welcome to this week market outlook. So to start with, there are some pairs which are really looking good. So we can actually start with those and then scaling down. So let's start with the AUDNZD and see how it is going to play out throughout the week and see whether we can have some good trading opportunities. So like we always do, we want to start from a higher time frame. In that case, we go to the monthly time frame. And on the monthly time frame, we want to understand how this whole chart is actually moving. So if you look at AUD NZD, this is the first impulsive move to the downside, like the whole of this. From here, this is an impulse, and then this is a bigger correction, and then possibly another impulse. So with that being said, we need to mark our highs and then our moves. So this is like one leg, and then this is a bigger correction, and then the market will be able to push down. So with that being said, it is important for us to mark our highs and lows that we see in regard to this time frame. If this is our all-time high, that if this was our resistance, the whole of this area, so you can say these were faked out, these are resistance, but this one was the ultimate one, and then the market pushed down all the way. Had this strong bearish candle, 1, 2, 3 months of bearishness. And then on this side, we could see that this is where the breakout occurred, this area, because of this bearish engulfing. And then from that side, we saw another high, which was this high, and the market failing to go past that level. And then as we continue to market trying to reach up all the way here, it could also fail to take away these other highs. So this makes it very easy for us to be able to realize that this move to the downside is already, while market tries to pull back, it is resisted from the previous highs, like the way it was resisted here. And then as the market tries to pull back all the way up there, it was also resisted here. Okay. So also we had another of this high here, which also resisted the market. So we have these scenarios whereby the previous highs, the market is failing to go past them, telling us that the chart is actually bearish if you look at it like that. And then we need to also mark our lows where the market could potentially reach. So we have a very good low here. We have this low, this, and then we also have these other lows, which will act as our support areas. And then we have these other lows. So now we've marked our chart in regards to the monthly on our resistances, and now we want to work with the nearest support and the nearest resistance. So that being said, we're working with this area. So since we have 12 days to the closure of this candle, actually 11 days, we cannot conclude that this low has been taken out yet. But then we can see more on a lower time frame, which will be the weekly. So on the weekly time frame, when we come here, this is how the chart looks like. So these are the resistances, and the resistances. And now when we look at this weekly chart, we realize that this candle here took away these lows here. So this becomes our nearest resistance area. So these lows were taken out by this candle. And now price was able to push to retest this and then possibly come back down all the way to this. So with that being said, when we look at this on the daily, this is how it looks like on the daily. So currently, price is being rejected from this resistance, and then there's a higher chance price could actually head back down all the way up to this support. Because if you look at the bigger picture, we've been seeing from the higher time frames, these other resistance we had drawn on the monthly held price for long. So this 1, 2, 3, and then price pushed down again to give us another leg, and then another resistance, 1, 2, 3. And then we had also 1, 2, and now we are having another resistance here. So there's a higher chance that this could actually pull down all the way up to here. So that is AUD New Zealand. We'll be looking for some selling opportunity. As long as this resistance is not being broken, there is the possibility for the market to head back down all the way up to there. So let's go to one more pair. In that case, which would be the dollar index to determine how the other dollar pairs are going to be doing, the DXY. So again, looking at the dollar index from the monthly chart, you want to realize that that we had this strong break, this, which was acting as our resistance. So another impulsive move, a bigger correction, and then possibly another impulsive move to the downside. But then we also had this where the market broke out from, this strong candle here. So this is our support. You see, you just need to look at this strong break here. So we had this break, and then also we had this strong break. So those candles, they tell us more information on market direction. And now we have another strong break here in this candle. In that case, this was the region which was broken. So once we clearly have that on the monthly, we are definitely looking for price to be able to come to this area, resistance, and then be able to pull back down if it fails to break this. So with that being said, we don't really have much information. We can just go down to a weekly time frame. And then on the weekly time frame, this is what we look, and this is what we have. So we definitely have this area of resistance where we want to see price being able to fail to break this and then back down. But then if it breaks it, then we can still have this high as our resistance. So we have resistance, resistance, and then this resistance. So three possible resistance areas. But remember, we work with the nearest one. So with this being said, we can come to our daily and see how the market is likely to play around this area. So we still have range, price ranging around here, but we're heading all the way to this. So that's what we have on the dollar index. We're expecting it to hit this resistance area, which is 105, like 105 price, or 107, and then also 110. Let me say, these are the key resistance areas that we shall want to see the dollar index play around. Okay. So this will also determine how the rest of the dollar pairs are going to play out. So we've looked at New Zealand, USD, AUD New Zealand, the dollar, and then also let's look at some JPY pair so that we can crown the whole of this. So in that case, GBPJPY, we need to understand how the yen is going to play out throughout this week from when the previous weekly candle closed. So again, we go to our monthly chart. All we want to see is our high. So we have an all-time high on the monthly chart, which is that resistance. And then we had this area where price broke out from. And now we are seeing price ranging around here. Okay, so this is the area in which price is ranging. So these are our monthly lows. So let me just mark the whole of this. So these are our monthly lows, which will act as our support areas. And price is headed all the way to this. And then coming on to the weekly, what do we have on the weekly? So on the weekly, we have this nature in which price is actually pushing to the upside. So we have this high being taken, this high being taken. So let's just have this like that. So this is how price is actually pushing all the way up here, but we shouldn't forget this is an area where price actually broke out. Okay, these highs, okay, you just mark your highs and your lows. And then also, so that's what we have on the weekly. When we come to the daily, this is how it looks like. So will this pattern be able to hold price and then push it down a little bit, or we shall see the continuation of price breaking to the upside and then continuing all the way to this resistance. So this is what we have. We need more information here in order for us to be able to trade. So if you go into the lower time frame, you could have this as your resistance and then see how price will actually be able to play out from there, because this is, you have your clear confluence here, 1, 2, and then this price are respecting this trend line. So you have your first touch, second, and the third, and price drops down, and now you have start counting from your 1, 2. This is possible the third touch, and then we want to see whether this will act as a resistance on the lower time frame. So that's what we have on these pairs here. So it's important to look at the fundamentals that are going to also come in this week. So on Monday, we really don't have much apart from the Canadian bank holidays. So there will be slow markets during New York because of there's the Canadian and dollar bank holidays. So expect low volatilities on Monday after London. And then on Tuesday, that's when we have the Aussie monetary policy. So with us analyzing the Aussie New Zealand covers that. And then later on, we have the Canadian CPI. That is on Tuesday, 20th. And then on Wednesday, we have the Aussie wage price index. And then we have the FOMC meeting for the US on that same day. And then on Thursday, we have the Euro, French flash manufacturing. And then on Friday, we really don't have much. So be informed and stay safe. Have a good day and wish you luck. Practice risk management.